Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As looks about title today's video, here to ask what builds are going to benefit the most off the new core badge patterns in NBA 2K23. Now, this is not what the video is about right here, but as you can see, your boy got a logo recently, and we're actually going to showcase a couple of the builds that I'm talking about that actually do benefit the most off the new core badge patterns that I'm considering making, because they will actually get me to a 99 overall with max badges right away. I'll still have to pay the VC myself, but it's a very intriguing option that I'm actually considering quite a bit, and we'll showcase to you two different builds that I'm considering, and I'll explain the situation and the circumstances for those who actually watch my channel. But we're here to talk about this for those who may be more intrigued in this topic of the video, which is what are the builds that are going to benefit off it the most. As you can see, there are 4 different patterns. These are the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th pattern that are dropped in this game. Obviously, the first one is the 1 shooting, 1 finishing, 1 playmaking, 1 defense. So that's why there's 9 of them now. There have been 4 that have dropped between Season 3 and now Season 6. So as you can see, for this season's patterns, you have a double finishing with shooting and defense, and then a double shooting with finishing and defense. So the top 2 ones right here are by far the best ones for lockdowns, in my opinion. To have a no playmaking core is really elite off the idea of you being someone that's maybe more of a 30-something ball handle, 25 speed with ball type of dude that only has like 76 pass hack. You get no useful playmaking badges at all. It's convenient to have these core badge patterns right here with the double shooting and the double finishing. While yes, I do understand it's not double defense, which some people may need, I'm here to showcase to you the build that's going to benefit off this the most, in my opinion, which is going to be the IQ build for those who have kept in tune with the Pro-Am videos. For instance, a 6'9" defensive build that's really versatile, has a lot of different really OP badge tiering between obviously like glove tier 1, challenger, clamps, and interceptor all tier 2. It's elite, and you don't really need the double defensive badge cores. All that really gets you, in my opinion, with those types of builds is the difference between having pogo stick and not. Whereas having double finishing can give you things like masher or fearless finisher, etc., etc., or even pro touch if you're good with the post hooks, or double shooting core giving you things like deadeye or blinders, or even other like plethora of different tier 1, tier 2 shooting badges that you can run. But the other ones that we're here to talk about are the double playmaking that you can see in the bottom left right here with 1 finishing, 1 shooting. This is a huge deal for no defense builds, like for the comp pro-am point guard builds. Now, it depends how you create it, because some people created their build with a bunch of extra playmaking already, and that's the catch. That's where this 2K stuff will get you sometimes, and they bait you into making new builds between every new season. It's good builds, it's good business, good marketing, stuff like that. But again, it's because there may be someone out there who already planned all their extra playmaking badges around their handles for days, or let's say maybe they made a 97 ball handle build with killer combos and they got enough playmaking to run that. Those types of builds will miss out on this. But as you can see, if you make a new build and put a bunch of extra shooting badge points on it, then you can live off the fact that you have the double playmaking core with 0 defense. So essentially what this means, because for those of you out there who already had the double shooting core that had 2 shooting, it had, I believe, 1 playmaking and 1 defense. For those of you out there that had a no D point guard build, but you were running that instead anyway, and obviously we're missing out on the finishing core, all it pretty much means is you're sliding that shooting core over to playmaking, and then you're taking that defensive one and putting it on finishing because you have no defense anyway. So the 2 builds that I think benefit off this the most are going to be the no defense point guards, like I just talked about, off the fact you the double playmaking core. I think things like killer combos and etc., like really key playmaking badges that people don't have the ability to run because they're more focused on clamp breaker, unpluckable, quick first step, hyperdrive, handles for days, stuff like that. Now killer combos is going to see a lot of run, if you ask me, if people make a build centered around this pattern 8 pattern right here. Now the pattern 9, I don't really know if I really care for this quite as much, to be real with you. Yes, it's a double defense, but honestly there already is a double defense one that didn't have shooting. That's okay though. I guess there are a lot of locks out there that would much prefer the shooting core over the finishing core. I wish this was a no playmaking core though. If this was 2 defense, 2 shooting, and a finishing, that'd be absolutely huge for locks. Like it'd be the third kind of trio of the pattern 6 and pattern 7 that we have right here, where if you had 2 defense, no playmaking, and then had 1 finishing, 1 shooting, it'd be fire. But as you can see, that's kind of like how the pattern 6 and 7 are. It's just on one of them is 2 shooting and then one of them is 2 finishing, and they have no playmaking. Anyway, let's go over to some builds that I actually think are going to capitalize off this the most, and I'll give you a visual, and 2 that I'm actually considering making myself. So let me draw some examples for you guys, because for the viewers out there that actually watch my channel, you guys are going to wonder, well, how are you going to use a 6'3" and a 6'9" lock that has no ball handling and pretty, no, I'm not going to say minimal finishing, but we'll go to this one first, right? So this is kind of the IQ build to an extent. I have a little bit more driving dunk than he does, however, but as you can see, it's like a 93 block gold anchor, 94 D-board for the Hoff box out beast and the gold rebound chaser build with 88 prim for clamps and challenger and stuff like that, and obviously badge point at 88 as well. As you can see, 86 is more the focus focal point of getting that challenger and clamps, and then 90 steel for the gold interceptor as well. So this is the type of build that would eat off this, if you ask me, where, as you can see, your finishing cores are looking more around the likes of Limitless Takeoff, Slithery, and then probably coring Poster. Then you have Fast Twitch on Silver and Fearless on Silver that could also be ran, or even Masher. Now, the way that IQ's build is built is he's more along the lines of 86 driving dunk and then 85 close shot. So as you can see, this build would also eat off the fact that you can then double core, let's say Poster and Fast Twitch, for free badge points at that point. And then now you have so many points to work with between Takeoff, Masher, Fearless, Slithery, even maybe Pro Touch as well. That's where this is going to come in absolutely huge. Also in revision, it's more likely that you'd have 67 driving lay, to be real with you, because obviously we had it all the way up just off the fact that I had the driving dunk pretty high. This one right here, you would probably just keep it at the 87 dunk and the 67 driving layup, because as you can see, you get a badge point for both. So it'd probably be along the lines of something like this, where it's 18 badge points still, and then boom, 85 close shot, like I said, for that Fast Twitch, Fearless, and Masher, all on gold instead of silver. So I think this is the type of build that would really eat off it, or if you wanted to maybe more so speak for capitalizing off of the shooting, if you have 82 three-pointer, as you can see, it gets the Deadeye right there, and what you could do is actually just double core shooting. So you could have 17 total shooting badge points. You could look into coring catch and shoot, and then I'm not gonna lie, this would be tough as well to be able to run like Deadeye or blinders, but it's possible. It's a possibility. I've done it before, coring blinders on another build that had like 40 mid-range, and I just did pure hop jumpers into my career on like rookie and pro. It was a slow grind. It was definitely a slow process, but it's possible. And with that in mind, that would mean that you as a lockdown could run Deadeye, blinders, and catch and shoot, and then you'd still have like, let's say, Green Machine and then Claymore as well, and then a couple like other scattered shooting badges around there to just fill in your tier 1, tier 2s. But honestly, I think that could be crazy. I think the fact that like small guards have to guard you with a build like this, if you plan to play it as a lockdown, would be so tough for them. I've already seen firsthand with Spillboy on our 5-out team, him shooting over small guards with even just like not even running Deadeye and blinders. If you're a 6'9" lock like this with 82 three-pointer and you have silver blinders and Deadeye, I think you could absolutely shoot over guards' heads 24/7. We had no expense of anything on your finishing and defensive badge cores, because you still get one of each on those too if you go with the double shooting, one finishing, in one defense core. So again, a build like this I think would absolutely eat. To kind of go back and show you the type that I would want to make, it would be along the lines of 93 dunk, so I could dunk out the corner. This build clearly would be used as a corner spot up. Now, to be fair, I could use this as a pick and roller, pick and popper as well, because it does still have good standing and driving dunk. It's nothing I'm not used to be real with you, and I would still have like Poster, Takeoff, and Slithery. So I don't know. I mean, the acceleration is there as well. It's just the ball handle is very skeptical. So when 4s are on me, they may be able to pluck me a little bit more as well. And the interior D is not perfect, but I wanted to make this kind of like a lock build that I could maybe, by a couple different circumstances, be able to run a lock duo with, let's say, IQ or Tonic, maybe even on my lock awaited account, and we could come out here and actually play like pure lock sides and play with an actual center on the court rather than me on like a 6'9" small center or anything like that. But that's just a thought. It's not really my favorite idea amongst the two of them, but this build, like I said, would be one that would capitalize off of the core badge patterns for this season. Now, the other type of build that I think is going to capitalize off the core badge patterns as well this season is a build like this. So I know I was telling you guys 6'2" through 6'7" ball handler builds are kind of like extinct in this game, but I think 6'3" is the exception to that. That's what a lot of comp pro M2 guards use, and that's what I think this build has some viability behind as well. Now, you can see this one is ridiculously souped up on the playmaking, 97 ball handle with at least still the Michael Jordan dribble style, plus 77 speed of ball just to be able to get the extra badge point. 94 acceleration as well. The defense is abysmal. It's horrible, but I've seen small guards do it. I've seen guards with literally a 6'1" height and like a 6'4", 6'2" wingspan, something like that, be able to do it. I think this 6'3" with 6'11" wingspan could pull this off. Now, to show you another idea as well would be a 6'9" wingspan, where this is a very special thing about the 6'3s. You can have 93 driving dunk and 92 three-pointer, which gets you the gold limitless and the gold poster as well. So gold limitless range as in the shooting, and then gold poster as well. And you still have great ball handle options with the 97 ball handle as well. The speed with ball never going to go that high. And then the acceleration still can stay at a maximum of 96, even though we can't even really afford to do that anyway. So 6'3 is looking kind of elite as far as that stuff goes. Not to mention, this style that I'm looking at making right here, if I made something like this, actually gets the elite small contact dunks as well. So we have 85 vertical to be able to get those, because obviously you have to be 6'4 or below to get those. Not to mention the dribble animations that you would get with it. 97 ball handle can get any of that stuff, and obviously I'm below the height requirements as well. The jump shots, 89 3-pointer, can pull off a lot of them. Maybe not Curry, I will say that much. If I reconsidered this build, it would maybe be with the 92 3-pointer. It is tough though to afford all that stuff. It'd probably have to be lower acceleration or lower ball handle where I don't have the 97, but that's the whole point. What I wanted to talk about with this build right here is the fact that with 97 ball handle, you could get Hoff killer combos and clamp breaker. 16 free playmaking badge points right here between a double core, and then I would obviously run the handles for days as well. So it'd be like handles, clamp breaker, killer combos, unpluckable, quick first step, and hyperdrive, all on the maximum level, Hall of Fame on all of them besides handles for days. I'd have to add like a total of maybe 2 more playmaking badge points, I think, to be able to afford all of it. But that sounds pretty fire to me, bro. I mean, a 97 ball handle elite slasher that gets all types of contact dunk packages from small, pro, and elite, all 3 of those styles. And obviously you have the off 2 and the off 1, so that's really like 6 contact dunk packages. Then we still have a good driving layup, a good finishing badge count, where I only need like 2 more finishing as well to be able to run poster, slithery, and limitless. And again, this is the double playmaking core that has 2 play, 1 shooting, 1 finishing. So with that in mind, I think all I'd have to do is add like 2 playmaking to be able to get what I wanted for that, 2 shooting to be able to get the agent and blinders, and then obviously to be able to run like limitless range as well. And then we need like 2 finishing as well to get the takeoff, slithery, and posterizer. I don't know what I would run as far as the finishing goes, because acrobat moves up to a tier 2 that I'm not really used to. I'm used to it being tier 1. This is my favorite idea as far as a build that I would want to make, but it would have to be catered around my build a little bit more as to what builds are on the court for my teammates. We would maybe need like another 6'8 perimeter defender, but I think we could pull that off. I think I could guard corner, we would have AK, and then another 2 guard on our team, guard wings, and then we'd have 1 big and 1 back end. Simple as that. And I'm able to guard corner, and hopefully I don't get completely like destroyed on defense. But we'd have to see, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's at least something that could be a fun little idea, and I don't have to grind this build either. Like I said, 2K, I appreciate them a ton for giving me the logo finally. I know it's season 6, I'm a little bit greedy to be asking for it, like, you know, way sooner before that, but it is what it is. Here we are, and now I actually get a 99 overall max badge build without even having to grind for it. All I gotta do is pay for it, and I think it would be kind of fun to do something like a small guard, where this is a absolutely gut-wrenching grind as far as having to get the core badges with no badge points on. You have to get your finishing badges up high enough to even be able to run a finishing badge in the first place, then even still be able to core one. Whereas on this, I'd be able to run like poster and limitless off rip, go for the poster core, and it'd be really simple and easy. Same with like shooting, I'd be able to just get limitless or agent core, and it'd be as simple as that. Playmaking is mad easy with the killer combos core, and then clamp breaker I could probably do on Hall of Fame as well for like the Hoff my career, and just be able to boom, like just grind that out. And I think it'd be very doable, to be real with you. So this is another type of build, like I said, that I think would really benefit off this, and I think it'd be so fun to make something like this. So let me know if you guys want to see this. I would absolutely be down. Let me know if you think I should revise this and get the 92 3-pointer though. I think it could have some wheels to it, and maybe I do need to do that to utilize this build to its absolute most elite ability. But I think the quick, twitchy, like fast movement on this would be insane, bro. Killer combos, clamp breaker, and handles at a really high level that I'm not used to running. And then even still having 94 driving dunk, small contact packages as well with 94 excel. That should be moving, bro. Anyway, just to recap one last time, I think on a broad scale, I think the 2 people that really benefited in this season's update as far as the core badge patterns are going to be small guards that have no defense, as in it's really nice to not have a defensive core. It's what I've been looking for out of those small guards for, you know, the entirety of the time that we've been waiting for these core badge patterns to drop since season 3, and they didn't really drop one that was good for small guards besides the double shooting. I think the double shooting was a pretty good one for them. It's just that it had no finishing, and a build like this would capitalize off the finishing core, because obviously that makes it so I can run poster, slithery, and limitless. Whereas on the other end too, there are 2 core badge patterns between the double shooting and the double finishing that still have 1 defense, and one of the opposite that doesn't have the double between finishing and shooting. That would be fire for this type of a lock right here as well. And I even still think for the lockdowns out there that don't have a double defense core, maybe you guys didn't grind in season 3 and you don't have the double defense, that's even still fine, because now you're able to just drop the playmaking off, and it's a bonus. I will say there even is still, as we saw, that double defense core that has a playmaking and a shooting as well. So if you don't want the finishing, I think that could still even be fire for you as well. Not to mention, maybe you guys have some interest in one of these meta shooting guard builds where, as you can see, it has 17 finishing badge points with 24 shooting, 20 playmaking, and 19 defense. However, with the 19 defense, you don't exactly have enough defensive badge points to be able to run glove, interceptor, clamps, and challenger. Now, while I do think glove is a past badge and I don't think silver is really worth it, it can still be somewhat useful. So if you were to be able to run a double defense core that has that playmaking and shooting badge point as well, what you could do at that point is run challenger and clamps core and not even have to spend a single badge point between these, and then still have enough badge points to run, say, glove or interceptor if you preferred that as well. So you'd have interceptor, clamps, and challenger, and then you'd be able to run stuff between tier 1, tier 2 as well if you would like. And then you would still be able to run that one playmaking core and then one shooting core as well. And just forget about finishing, which obviously with an 86 driving dunk, yes, conventional wisdom would tell you it would be kind of nice to be able to run poster or slithery, but a lot of these two guards out here, they kind of just run takeoff and it's all they really want or need, whether it's the 80 dunk for silver or the 86 for gold. But I think that could still capitalize off a build like this as well, and it'd be really convenient for you guys to have. But anyway, that is all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, for to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to one to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put core in the comments, search supports me all the way through. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching, and again, feel free to leave some feedback on that whole 6-3 build that you want to see from me, if you do, or if you'd rather see me play lock duo with Tonic and maybe we slide in a different center or something like that for a comp team. But honestly, I'm not sure. I think the reason I want to lean towards something different like that, though, is that I think I have all the builds that I would want for the 5-out team, besides maybe that 6-3. That 6-3 could be fun. It's just I have to really find out if defense would even be playable on that. But we'll see. Anyway, like I said, feel free to leave your feedback. And on that, hope you all enjoyed. And on that, take it easy, man. Peace.